Greetings, my friends. First off, let us take a moment to be grateful we made it another 24 hours on Earth. There are people who passed today that would give anything to have the opportunity to be here again, to breathe the breath of life once more. Take a deep breath and feel the oxygen come into your lungs. You do not have to worry about the chemical reactions that are occurring within you to sustain your body. Your physical vessel has it taken care of for now. In this video, I want to touch on the importance of balance when remaining disciplined. A lot of what we have taught on this channel has been about being relentlessly disciplined as well as consistent. We deeply care about and love the people who have followed us along on this channel thus far. We now feel that it is important to remember that rest is not negated from discipline. If you find yourself grinding to the point your body feels like it is giving out, it may be because you are excluding rest and reflection from your disciplined routine. It is easy to praise the never-ending grind, the constant push to break limits, to keep moving, to keep doing. We've told you to put your head down and press on, and you've done it, day in and day out. But what if I told you that true discipline, true mastery, is more than just endless action? What if the real strength, the deeper strength, lies in knowing when to stop? Imagine a warrior on the battlefield, sword raised, eyes focused, pushing forward without pause. Now picture that same warrior after hours of fighting, tired, swinging at shadows, losing sight of what's real, just going through the motions. Eventually, even the strongest blade dulls. Even the sharpest mind grows clouded. You see, power is not just in the strike. It's in the precision of each move, the control over every action, and sometimes it's in the pause before the next move. Discipline doesn't mean running yourself into the ground. It doesn't mean sacrificing your clarity and strength on the altar of relentless action. We tell ourselves that if we just keep moving, we'll escape our demons, that every step forward is a step away from the things we're afraid to face. But the truth is, if we're always running, we're not really facing anything. We're not advancing. We're avoiding. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to stop, to pause, to look around, and most of all, to look within. Because in that silence, in that uncomfortable stillness, is where we confront the truths we've been running from. It's in the pause that we recognize the wounds we've ignored, the fears we've hidden, the doubts we've buried. And only by facing those things can we heal. Only by healing can we rise with true strength. So pause, not as an escape from the grind, but as a necessary part of it. Use that time to reflect, to recharge, and to refocus. Don't mistake constant movement for progress. Running blindly will only lead you further from yourself. Real progress, the kind that lasts, comes from understanding. It comes from asking yourself why you're fighting, why you're pushing, why you're here. And you can't ask those questions if you're constantly lost in action. You see, rest is not the opposite of discipline. It's a crucial part of it. Rest is where discipline meets wisdom. It's where you gather the strength to go further, where you sharpen your mind, not just your resolve. Rest is where you find the clarity to see what really matters, to ensure that your path is aligned with your purpose. In this pause, in this reflection, you may find things you didn't want to see, the parts of you that are still broken, the weaknesses you've been avoiding. But facing those truths, owning them, is what makes you stronger. Not by pretending they don't exist, but by acknowledging them, healing them, and moving forward with a resilience that is forged in truth, not in denial. Don't just be disciplined in the fight. Be disciplined in your rest. Be disciplined enough to step back, to breathe, to let the dust settle so you can see clearly once again. This journey isn't just about how fast you can go. It's about how deeply you understand the road you're on. Every pause, every moment of stillness brings you closer to that understanding, to a power that is rooted not just in force, but in wisdom. When you embrace the pause, you allow yourself to recharge on a level that relentless action could never achieve. You stop being just a machine pushing forward, and you start becoming a force that moves with purpose, with vision, with unstoppable clarity. You realize that the journey isn't just about conquering the world outside of you. It's about mastering the world within you. Let's dive deeper into each of these strategies, exploring how they can lead us to a more purposeful and resilient life. The power of pausing. The idea of pausing, even if only for a few minutes, is radical in a world that values constant movement. Pausing gives us room to breathe, to look at the bigger picture, and to recalibrate. These intentional moments aren't about stepping away, but about coming back stronger. When we pause, we allow ourselves to clear the mental fog, making space for ideas and insights to rise. This reset isn't just a break, it's a strategic tool, a way to recharge with the clarity and purpose needed to tackle our next move with precision and strength. By learning to pause intentionally, we become more productive, more effective, and more aligned with what we truly want to achieve. Self-awareness and reflection. Pausing creates a sacred space for self-reflection. In the quiet moments, we can question our motivations, explore our feelings, and understand our intentions. These pauses act as mirrors, helping us see ourselves without the distortion that constant activity can bring. Reflection builds self-awareness, giving us the clarity to recognize what truly matters and what doesn't. And when we know what drives us, what lights the fire within us, we can direct our energy more effectively. With heightened self-awareness, we prevent burnout by aligning our actions with our core values, rather than blindly following the demands of the external world. Intentional breaks lead to growth. Breaks are more than rest. They are opportunities for transformation. When we step away intentionally, we're giving ourselves permission to evolve. O'Mara suggests that during these breaks, we can experience breakthroughs. Pauses allow new perspectives to emerge, and with that, new possibilities. Imagine every pause as a reset button for your mind, wiping away the clutter and making room for new ideas. Growth often comes not from relentless action, but from moments of stillness, where we recharge, rediscover our strengths, and prepare ourselves to face challenges with renewed energy. Listening to inner guidance. In a world full of noise, our intuition is often drowned out by external demands. Pausing helps us connect to that quiet inner voice that knows what we truly need. This inner guidance is our compass, showing us the direction that aligns with our deepest values and aspirations. Pausing quiets the external chaos, allowing us to hear that guidance clearly. Through regular pauses, we learn to trust ourselves more deeply, making choices that resonate with who we are, rather than who we think we should be. In silence, our intuition becomes the ally that guides us forward with confidence and purpose. Mindful techniques for pausing. Practical tools like breathing exercises, mindfulness practices, and journaling turn pauses into structured moments of reflection. These techniques ground us in the present, anchoring us when the world feels overwhelming. Breathing exercises, for instance, allow us to center ourselves instantly, even in the most chaotic moments. Mindfulness practices help us observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, turning each pause into a moment of insight. Journaling transforms our thoughts into words, making our reflections tangible and actionable. These techniques create a routine of intentional pauses, training our minds to slow down and think with clarity, even in the midst of life's pressures. transforming your life through small changes. Often we think we need to overhaul our lives to see change, but transformation doesn't have to be drastic. Small, intentional pauses are like tiny seeds planted in our daily lives, gradually blossoming into big changes over time. Each pause, each moment of reflection, builds upon the last, enhancing our creativity, our empathy, and our overall sense of well-being. By incorporating small pauses regularly, we create a life that is in constant motion, yet balanced. These changes don't just affect how we feel. They shape how we approach challenges, relationships, and our work, leading to a life that is more aligned with who we are and who we want to become. Building resilience. Pausing helps us build resilience by giving us time to process and absorb challenges without reacting impulsively. In the space between stimulus and response lies our power to choose, to think clearly, and to act purposefully. Each pause strengthens our ability to withstand difficulties, making us less reactive and more thoughtful. By slowing down in moments of stress, we give ourselves the chance to recover, to recharge, and to come back with more strength. Resilience isn't just about endurance, it's about knowing when to step back, regroup, and then return to the fight with renewed vigor. Preventing and overcoming burnout. Burnout doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of countless ignored signs of stress and exhaustion. Pausing acts as a preventive measure, allowing us to notice when our energy is waning. Recognizing these signs early and taking a step back can prevent us from reaching the point of complete exhaustion. Omira encourages us to take proactive steps to restore our energy before it's too late. These pauses aren't luxuries, they're necessities, a form of self-care that ensures we have the fuel to keep going without losing ourselves in the process. Living authentically pausing helps us reconnect with our true selves. It's easy to lose sight of who we are when we're caught up in constant action. Pausing, however, gives us time to reflect on our true desires, our authentic goals, and our core values. This realignment fosters a life that isn't just productive, but meaningful. Living authentically means that every action, every choice, is a reflection of who we truly are. Pausing is the bridge that connects us to this authenticity, allowing us to make choices that lead to a balanced and fulfilling life. Practical steps for integrating pauses. Incorporating pauses into our daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. It's about creating small rituals and routines that encourage intentional breaks. Setting reminders to pause, scheduling time to reflect, and even practicing a few moments of mindfulness before a task are simple ways to integrate these pauses. These steps help us make pausing a habit, rather than a rare luxury. Over time, these pauses become second nature, weaving into our lives in a way that supports our well-being and our goals. By incorporating these strategies, we transform our approach to life. We become more resilient, more purposeful, and more in tune with who we are. Pausing isn't about taking a step back. It's about preparing ourselves to move forward with power, precision, and clarity. In the end, the greatest strength lies not just in how hard we push, but in how wisely we choose to pause, to reflect, and to rise once again, stronger than ever.